Strained relationship? Jungkook reportedly at odds with HYBE, ARMY growing concerned. Hello ARMY. There comes a time when silence is louder than a scream. When the absence of action becomes the clearest sign of conflict. And when a single artist may be standing alone against an empire. This is not a tabloid fantasy. This is not fan fiction. This is a growing reality whispered across forums, hinted at by insiders, and felt deep within the global fandom. A tension so palpable, it's begun to fracture the peace that once defined Korea's most powerful artist-agency partnership. Today, we unpack it all. The story of Jungkook, the golden magne of BTS, and his rumored quiet standoff with HYBE, the very company that helped shape his stardom. This isn't just about career moves. It's about identity. It's about control. It's about freedom. And it might be the biggest turning point in K-pop history. The calm before the storm. In late 2023, Jungkook made history. His solo debut, Golden, broke records across charts worldwide, Billboard, Spotify, Apple Music, you name it. Critics praised it. Fans devoured it. The industry watched in awe. But as the promotional cycle ended, something strange happened. Silence. Where were the follow-up singles? Where were the world tours? Where were the high-budget music videos, brand collaborations, or headline appearances that a global superstar of his caliber deserved? Instead of momentum, there was stillness. And that stillness began to feel intentional. While other HYBE artists, even rookies, were constantly promoted and celebrated, Jungkook faded quietly into the background. To most, it seemed like a break. To ARMY, it felt like a red flag. The independent spark. As weeks passed, fans noticed a shift. Jungkook wasn't gone. In fact, he was more active, but on his own terms. He started going live frequently. He posted gym sessions, late-night musings, and behind-the-scenes footage, all self-directed, natural, raw. There were no flashy captions, no staged promotions. Just him. And that's when people started to wonder. Was Jungkook operating independently now? And if so, why? Why would one of HYBE's biggest assets suddenly stop being managed in the usual, polished, corporate way? Why was he seemingly creating his own content, running his own narrative? Could it be that Jungkook was signaling something, without saying a word? The power struggle behind closed doors. Industry insiders began to murmur. According to several unverified but consistent reports, a power struggle may have been brewing behind the scenes. Jungkook, now older and more experienced, reportedly wanted more creative freedom. He wanted to choose his producers. He wanted to develop a sound that wasn't shaped by market research and commercial algorithms. He wanted to grow. But HYBE, known for its tight management system, allegedly had different plans. They wanted control. They wanted another Golden. Another clean, shiny, safe success. And Jungkook? He didn't want to be polished anymore. He wanted to be real. This, according to some sources, led to repeated disagreements. Not in public. Not in shouting matches. But in boardrooms. In email threads. In delayed projects and postponed decisions. A quiet war. A slow tug-of-war for control. ARMY begins to worry. For ARMY, a fandom that has stood by Jungkook through every high and low, this wasn't just business. It was personal. They noticed when his official fan content slowed. They noticed when he was missing from major HYBE promotions. They noticed when he began appearing in candid paparazzi shots without any accompanying HYBE statement. And they began asking questions. Why is the most globally recognized K-pop idol not being given the platform he deserves? Why is Jungkook, a man who could sell out stadiums alone, being muted? Conspiracy theories spread fast. Was he being punished for wanting too much freedom? Was HYBE trying to reassert control before contract renewal talks? Was he preparing to leave altogether? hashtags like hashtag justice for Jungkook, hashtag let JK be free, and hashtag where is Jungkook began trending across platforms. ARMY wasn't angry. They were afraid. Afraid that something, or someone, was dimming the light of their brightest star. A global game begins. The silence didn't go unnoticed by the rest of the industry either. Rumors exploded that major global agencies were now targeting Jungkook. From New York to London, from Tokyo to Paris, labels, fashion houses, and media conglomerates were allegedly reaching out. Some offered complete artistic freedom. Others promised billion-won contracts. Some wanted to turn him into an international brand beyond music, a name bigger than BTS, bigger than HYBE. And HYBE? They reportedly knew. Now the stakes had changed. This wasn't just about a comeback. It was about whether Jungkook would renew his contract with HYBE, or walk away and change K-pop forever. The future of BTS at risk? This tension doesn't exist in a vacuum. Jungkook is not just a soloist, he is a core member of BTS. So, what does this mean for the group? If Jungkook breaks away from HYBE, can BTS return in 2025 as a united team? Fans fear the domino effect. If Jungkook leaves, others may follow. If trust is broken, what happens to the long-promised reunion? If HYBE loses control, can they still claim to represent BTS? More importantly, what happens to the heart of BTS, the brotherhood, the authenticity, the unspoken bond that made them legends? Will business undo what love created? Jungkook's silence speaks volumes. Perhaps the most haunting part of this story is Jungkook's silence. He hasn't confirmed anything. He hasn't denied anything. He hasn't lashed out, called out, or complained. Instead, he posts a song cover. He works out. He smiles gently at the camera and says, "I miss you guys." But those who truly know him can feel the storm behind his eyes. The quiet fight he might be fighting alone. Because when someone is being silenced, their silence becomes the loudest sound of all. Is this the beginning of the end, or a new beginning? So where does this all lead? Is this a temporary rift? A miscommunication between artist and agency? Or is it the beginning of Jungkook's next era, one without HYBE? What would happen if Jungkook went fully independent? Would he become Korea's first global artist to manage himself on a worldwide stage? Could he set a new standard for freedom in an industry built on control? Or would it cost him everything he's built? A star doesn't ask permission to shine. It simply does. Jungkook was never meant to be confined. He was born to expand, to inspire, to change the rules. Whatever path he takes, with or without HYBE, one truth remains. He has already made history. And no contract, no company, no silence, can erase the legacy he continues to build. To the world, he is Jungkook of BTS. To ARMY, he is hope personified. And no matter where he stands, they will stand with him. Comment below. Do you believe the tension is real? Should Jungkook leave HYBE and go independent? Or is peace still possible? Like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because this story isn't over. It might just be the beginning of something far bigger than we ever imagined.